I'm sorry, my phone started ringing.
Yeah.
I have to turn it off. Sorry. Okay, uh what's the difference between a coach who's making 5K consistently and a coach who's making 10K plus consistently in her business? Oh wow. It could be so many different things. Like, that's such a broad question. Yeah, it's a combination of things. What I've seen is, first of all, like sometimes it's the structure of the business. Sometimes it's like they don't have a structure that allows them to have offers out there consistently. That's one. Sometimes the other things that I've seen is people get capped. People get capped based on maybe like if they have too many one-on-one clients, for example, right? It's taking a lot of their time. It's taking a lot of their energy, and they get to the point where they don't even want more clients, because it's like this is as much as I can give of my energy to this. It can be a combination of several things, right? And I know that a lot of the times when a coach is not making like bringing in money, there's the whole part of like making offers. Like we don't have a consistent way of making offers, and then that doesn't come, right? But basically, the most that I have seen for somebody who's stuck at 5K, the first thing that I will really look at will be like the structure. How is the structure? Are they in the space where they, like, even in the energy they don't want to, they're not able to allow, right? Like it can be something as simple as sometimes they are doing everything by themselves. It's like they're doing everything and they're feeling exhausted, and they feel like, oh my God, I can't take even just one more client. Sometimes it's conscious and sometimes it's very unconscious. Sometimes it's like if they're stuck at 5K and they want to, like, consciously want to, but like somewhere energetically they don't want to. Do you understand what I mean? But basically it's because, like, whether we think about it from the perspective of energy or logic, at the end of the day it comes back to the structure. The structure is not allowing them to within in the energy to hold more than that. For me, I always look at, like, what do I value? How do I want my business to be like? It's like, where am I headed always, right? For me, for example, again, like I talked about, like I value, for me, I value time with myself. I value having that space to even breathe within myself. And I had gotten in a space like I've obviously, like in business, it's like step by step. And I remember in my own process of growth, I had gotten to a point where, like when I was stuck at one income, it's because, like, I was like, I don't want to do this way anymore. It's like, I wanted to change. It's like, I didn't, because I was in a space where I was like with clients all the time, like Monday through sometimes even Sunday. Like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Like, basically, how do you change your structure? Like, how I look at it is, it's like, where am I headed? How do I want it to be? Right? And then from there, you can trace back and be like, okay, so if I want it to be like this, if I want to work less, what does that mean? Right? Do I want to work more with clients in groups? Do I want to then have one-on-one clients, but one-on-one clients are more premium? How do I want to structure this so that I still have my time, so that, like, if that time is something that you value, and so that you can still make money? Because what often will end up happening is, if you have that in mind, you can even get into the space where you're working less but still making more money.
In your opinion, can you double your income without changing your offer?
Can you double your income? That's a big question. That's a broad question. It depends on what's happening. Like, yes, the answer is actually yes. Does Can you? It's like, can you, but will you? The answer is, like, if the question is, can you double your income without changing your offer? Yes, it depends on the offer. It depends on what's happening, right? Like, if the offer that you had was like people paying you 5K, for example, to work with you, or 2K to work with you, and you can use the same offer. You can double your income by just getting more people into your offer. Do you see what I mean? But if you were already capped, if you already had too many people at that offer, then it's difficult to double because like you capped, like you don't have time, you don't have the energy to serve more people. And if that's what's happening, then at that time you definitely want to change your structure or maybe change the offer. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically you're looking at, is it possible for my energy and the way I'm selling or delivering to add more people, basically?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. The way that I
So,
want it. Yeah. The way
yes.
the way that I want it, and does it fit with how I value, like, like my life, how I want my life to be. Because like I look at it like anything is possible, it's like you can do anything you want. That's my view. Uh and you just like I think the number one thing is you just need to decide what it is that you want and how you want it. And given sometimes it might take a little bit of time to adjust into it and do all these things for it to happen. But at the base of it all, it's like me choosing or you choosing or the coach choosing. How is it that? Because I feel like without that, it's like everything is just so muddy. It's like it's not clear.
But how do you believe that anything is possible?
That's me. I might be very, very romantic. I might be very delusional. I might be very, a lot of things, but that's just who I am. And because I also believe in the power of the brain, our brain, actually. I really do believe in that. This is something that I have been practicing over and over and over again for years. And like I have utilized that to create things. Even my own mind was blown away by certain things. I'm like, oh my God, my brain is possible. My brain is capable of that, right? And so if I can look at it from that perspective, if my brain is capable of anything, then it starts with, does that matter to me? Is that thing matter to me? What do I choose to create? And am I willing to do the things that, it's like, am I willing to show up and take the actions and do the things that come along with creating that, with being the person who creates that? But like, I really truly believe that our brain, there's such a huge capacity that our brain has. It's just a matter of tapping into it. And actually, even for me, when I talk about spiritual growth, it's all about that. It's really tapping into the potential that our brain has. And so I can't not believe that our brain is capable of anything. If we give it, from what I have seen, if you give it the opportunity, it will show you what it's capable of. And you might just be amazed. Yeah.
Actually, right now, people are a bit like skeptical about everything, There is no such hope, or it's heavy,
Yeah, it's the whole thing
So,
we were talking about earlier. We all have to take responsibility. It's heavy now because we created this as well. I think that's the problem. Yeah. To me, that's one thing I'll take a stand for, actually, 100%, because I think that's the problem. The problem is we are not taking responsibility.
how
Yeah.
can we take responsibility for something we don't create? For financial crisis or war or whatever, we
Yeah.
say, that's not me, that's on them.
No, that's not on them. That's on all of us.
So
Yeah, it's not
explain
on
to me.
them because for me, like I look at it from this perspective. I look at it as that might be again. This is me. That's delusional. Dihessa again coming back. And I really like. For me, I really don't feel like we are separate. I really like. I feel like we are so connected to each other. Do you understand what I mean? Like there's really no separation. I feel like with every single cell in my body, I feel like that, right? And I feel like that's why, like for me, a lot of the times when you asked me earlier, like it's hard for me to judge because I realize that actually what I'm judging, I'm also responsible for that. We all play a certain role, right? Whether we like it or not, right? We are in this world. We all have played a certain role, whether we like it or not. At the same time, like even though sometimes we may think, oh, little me here, what change can I make? And I strongly believe like today in this world, I strongly believe that every single person can actually create a change in some way or another. It's like, especially even with technology, like somebody in a village somewhere in Africa can literally turn on their phone and then literally change the world. We've seen that in many, many different countries. Today, where like literally with a phone, people are overthrowing governments, and like we all have, like we can sit in our little couches and then be like, well, it's their fault. We can do that. But for me, I don't really look at it like that. Like I really feel like we're all responsible, and it's like we can either judge or we can do something. Yeah, and the something sometimes, like it's like we may not be able to go to become the president of a country, so for example, but perhaps maybe we don't need to. Maybe today in this era is the time where, like, if many different, like can you imagine, like we like to kind of vilify that one person on top, right? But that one person is just one person, right? But if actually the rest of the population, the rest of the world, like that's like a lot of people, right? But instead of us doing that, we will rather just like blame and be like, it's their fault, you know?